Hi guys, today is grass removal day. We're going to be removing a bunch of grass in a couple sections in the backyard, much like we did in the front yard last year. We've rented a sod cutter, we've got everything set up. So before we jump into this whole project, I just want to walk you through and show you what we've got going on today. This project is actually happening in phases. Last week, I guess you could say it was phase one, we had Brookside Gardens come in and they removed the emerald green arborvitae hedge, which cleared the way for us to come in yesterday and mark lines where we want to remove all the sod. So I'm just going to walk you through and show you where we're going to be removing all the sod and kind of give you a quick idea of what I have planned, and this will kind of be like the before shot. Real quick, this is the sod cutter we rented. Mo went and picked it up this morning, and this is what's going to make removing grass so much easier. There is a blade right down here, and this is what goes underneath the grass and slices the roots, which makes it so much easier to just roll up the grass in sections. And then we laid a tarp in the driveway. This is where we're going to lay all of the sod, and we actually have a few neighbors that want it, so they're just going to come whenever and take what they want. So as we make our way to the backyard, you can see right here, this is where the arborvitae hedge started. So right where this brick wall is, this is where we're going to start removing the grass. So everything from the sidewalk to the chain link fence, all the way back to the butterfly garden, all of this section of grass is going to be removed. And then you can see we started in right here. So right where the walkway curves, this is where we're going to split off, and we're going to just come right over here. And then as we get towards the middle of the yard, you can see it starts to curve, and it just eventually flows right into the swale. Looking at it from this angle, everything starting from the brick wall and the walkway back to the chain link fence, all of that grass is going to be removed. And then as we make our way back further into the backyard, you can see the orange line where we split off from the walkway. We get into a gentle curve of the bed. And then as we get towards the swale, it kind of narrows a little bit and then gently curves right back into the swale. So everything from the orange line back, all of that grass is going to be removed all the way back to the brick wall right by the front gate. And then we'll be able to come in with a more deer-resistant arborvitae hedge and get that planted up. So I think it's going to look really, really nice. So that's one of the sections we're removing today. The second is right behind me. So this is our back patio. We've got our garden stakes in for a point of reference. You can see we've got our marking paint down. What we're doing in this whole area is, starting from here, we are removing a 2-foot section of grass all the way until we get to the end of the patio. Then we're going to continue on an additional 6 feet. So then from the back of the patio, 6 feet out, we are removing this entire section of grass up until we get to the other side of the patio, where we are going to be removing this 2-foot section of grass as well. So looking at it from this view, we're going to be taking a 2-foot strip of grass out from the walkway, 6 feet out from the back of the patio. This whole 6-foot section will be removed, and then this 2-foot section on the other side of the patio to the walkway on this side will be removed as well. Then we're going to come in and level it a little bit. I'm going to put some landscape fabric down in this section because I did notice some lesser celandine popping up a little too close to this new bed. And then I have two 2x6 raised beds that we're going to be putting right over here. Right here where the center line is, we're going to bump them back about 2 feet so we have a 4-foot walkway between the two beds. And then starting around the perimeter of the patio, we are going to frame it in with boxwoods all the way around. Stop right where the bed ends, and then pick up with the boxwood hedge where the other bed begins, and then frame it all the way around to that walkway right there. So when it's all said and done, this back patio will be framed in with boxwoods. We'll have a 4-foot wide section right at this center line where we can walk right through, and we'll have two 2x6 beds right here where we can plant up. That is what we're going to be tackling today. So we're going to get everything set up and just dive right into this. All right guys, Mo and I came out here and did a little pre-planning to figure out where we wanted to start. And I think we're gonna start with the back patio first because it's a lot easier to cut. This sod cutter is very difficult around like curves and bends. So we're gonna start on the back patio, get rid of all of that sod, and then work our way towards the arborvitae hedge and get that done as well. We are probably gonna have to come in with the edger and shovels and kind of clean up the grass around the fence line because we're not gonna be able to get super, super close with the sod cutter. So yeah, got a busy day ahead of us. Hey guys, just to give you a quick update, we've got this first section, this first 6-foot section behind the patio. We've got that all removed and we're rolling it up, and our neighbor is taking all of it. So you can see Mo is rolling up the last little bit right here before he takes the sod cutter and goes right along the side over here and right over there. So we're gonna have to come in with the shovel, the edger, and just remove some of the grass that's just too close along the concrete to get the sod cutter in. Look at this though. What is this from? Oh, I wonder if it's from the crepe myrtle. No, I don't think so. And then we're just gonna come in and just square off the corner and just fine tune the edges with the edger. The main goal today is to get all the grass lifted and down to our neighbor's house. And this stuff is heavy. All right guys, so we got the first section of grass removed all around the patio. Mo's back behind me. He's leveling it off a little bit and just cleaning off any loose scraggly pieces. I went around with the edger and kind of roughly did an edge, but we're gonna probably have to run some string and re-edge it again and fine tune it a little. But we're finishing up on this side, and then we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna dive into the other part of the project. Looks pretty different than this morning. So you can see we've got all of the grass removed from the patio right to the raised bed, that's 2 feet, and it comes all the way out 6 feet from the back of the patio. And it is on a slant, so this side is higher than this side. So Mo is just kind of roughly leveling it and just bringing some of the dirt from the top down into here, and just do a little bit of light leveling and finishing up. You can see we've got a few more pieces of sod to take down to our neighbor, but this is what it looks like. So much different. I'm so excited to get in here now. I will say it is taking us just a little bit longer than expected, just because we had a little bit of rain overnight. So the ground is a little damp, so it's making these sod sections heavy, and some of them are starting to fall apart when we roll them up a little bit. So we're having to go around and just do a little bit more of a fine cleanup, but I think overall we're making pretty good timing. We're gonna finish up this section over here again, take a little breather, and then we're gonna tackle all of this section over here. And Shuey is being a good little foreman. Come on, Shushu. Starting. I know. Good boy. All right, we're starting on the second section now. All right, guys, we are taking another break to rest and rehydrate a little bit. I've got my Pedialyte ready to go. So I just wanted to show you where we are at right now, because it looks a little chaotic and we are gonna have to do some manual cleaning up by the chain link fence, because we can't get the sod cutter that close to the chain link fence without it trying to get tangled up in it. So we've got a little bit of manual sod lifting to do, but we're gonna try and clear the whole area first with the machine, and then take it back, and then we can fine tune later on. We just want to get the big stuff out of here. So you can see right off the bat, we haven't touched this front little section right here, only because we have the little catch basin right there. So we have to be careful. We're gonna have to manually dig around here and right along the chain link fence. But you can see the machine is pretty difficult to maneuver a little bit, so we kind of went a little over here. But we pretty much got this whole section cleared, minus the edging along the chain link fence. And then I can always come in later and fine tune the edging of the actual bed itself. I'm not concerned about that at all. Again, we just want to get the bulk of the grass up. So we're pretty much halfway to the yard. For reference, I'm standing right in front of the red bud, which, by the way, look at this. Oh, hello, spring color. Anyways, so for point of reference, we're standing right along where the red bed is, a couple feet from the edge of the back patio, and we made it right to almost the edge of the patio. So we still have this whole section right here. Oh, God. I wasn't paying attention. I almost broke my ankle on this hole. So anyways, we still have this whole section right here to clear out all the way up until the swale. So it's not too much more grass. It is a big chunk right here, but we just have to take it slow and steady and we will get through it all. Our neighbor is kind enough to take it, so we've been wheeling it down in carts and helping him lay it out a little bit. And honestly, I don't mind if it takes us a little extra time to get this whole project done, because it's a lot easier donating that sod 2 houses down as opposed to trying to dispose of it or find somebody else to take it. We're gonna rest and rehydrate for a few more minutes, and then we're gonna go right back to it. All right, guys, we decided to call it for the day. We got pretty much all of the sod removed except for a little section by the front gate where the catch basin is. We're gonna have to do that by hand, but we got a lot done today, and there's still a lot of fine tuning to do. We still have to go around and get some of the grass off of the edges of the chain link fence. We still have a lot of leveling to do and just cleaning up a little, fine tuning everything before we're ready to actually like lay down some landscape fabric in this section over here and just get it ready to be planted. So let's walk around real quick and I'll show you how it all looks. I'm going to warn you guys, it's a little bit in disarray right now, but you know, through the chaos comes the beauty. So we're gonna start right over here at the front gate, and this is the section that I was telling you guys that we're gonna have to remove by hand because it's just too close to this little drain right here. So we can't get the sod cutter that close without actually breaking it or hitting it. So all of this we're just gonna remove by hand, and then all of this stuff right over here against the chain link fence, Mo got as close as he could in some spots with the sod cutter, but we're gonna have to get in here manually and get some of this off and away because this is zoysia grass and ooh, it is thick. And you can see it's a little rocky, but look at it. Doesn't it look so different? Oh, I love the chaos because I know what's coming. We still have two carts full of sod strips that we're gonna take down to our neighbors. They took all of the sod that we had, and that was so helpful. But look, we're walking, we're curving a little bit. And then right over here by the swale, right at the end, this is another section that we're gonna take out manually because we don't need to go so deep with the sod cutter. We can just use a flat shovel and kind of just gradually fade right into the swale. That way, any water or rain that comes through, it won't get blocked. It'll just continuously flow and then flow right down the swale. So exciting. And then if we look around to the back patio, look at this. Oh my goodness. It's so wild to see what you envisioned in your head actually appear. Not like by magic, but you know what I mean. And see, we still have a clump of weedy little grass right over here that we have to get up and a little fine tuning along the bed, but dang, look at all this. Doesn't it look so different? So the back patio section is where I'm putting the landscape fabric down. That's where the 2 raised beds are gonna go. And because there's lesser celandine in the yard and it's only a couple feet away from the raised beds, I just wanna do everything I can to prevent that weed from making its way into the beds. So again, you know, we've got some leveling to do, some landscape fabric to put down before we can do anything, but this is, I guess this is phase two. Phase one, the emerald green arborvitaes were removed. Phase two, we got a bulk of the grass removed, which, you guys, if you have to do sod removal, buckle up, because we've been at this for a few hours now and we are tired. It is a lot of physical labor, but it is very, very satisfying. And the fact that our neighbors took all of the sod, I cannot tell you guys how thankful I am for that, because sod and dirt is so difficult to try to figure out where you're gonna put it or how you're gonna dispose of it or get rid of it, because it's so heavy and so messy. And I'm just so glad that they took it all. That was just like the cherry on my day today. So yeah, I'm super happy with the amount of stuff that we got. Again, it does look a little chaotic, but you kind of just have to envision past the chaos and know that eventually there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you will make it there. Just keep on keeping on, I guess, is my best advice for anybody doing any large-scale project like this. And you guys, we did a video when we removed the sod in the front yard, a little bit more detailed, quite a bit more close-ups and stuff. I feel like we had 3 cameras out and we were all over the place. So I'm hoping that this video can be put together nicely and you guys enjoy it, because I feel like it was just a complete, like, I don't know, we were just all over the place. So I'm hoping that we're able to put it together and you guys can enjoy it. And with that, we are done with our project for the day. We are gonna go relax, grill up some hamburgers, and clean up a little bit more. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.